Good afternoon, YouTube world. I hope all is well with each and every one of you. So today is going to be a brief live. As you all know, my mother came to visit and she's taking a nap. So I just wanted to touch bases with everyone. I'm going to give it a moment for people to come in the room. I hope everyone's day is going well so far. I definitely felt like this live was necessary. Hey, D-Ham. How are you doing, King? I hope all has been well with you, my brother. I know it's been a minute. I hope things are slowly starting to fall in place for you. I've been thinking about you. You've been in my prayers, my thoughts. Hey, Jerome. How you doing, King? This isn't my relationship live, you guys, but I do want you guys to come back when I speak on that. I'm going to do that this weekend. I had to postpone a couple of lives due to, family situations and things like that. But let's talk about it. So, before I get started, we have 12 people in the room. Can you guys do your girl a favor and hit that like button? It is greatly appreciated. So, we're going to speak on betrayal, forgiving, and forgetting. I know a lot of us in our lives has experienced heartbreak, pain, and some of us are traumatized due to certain things occurring in whether it's in relationships, friendships, family members. We've been hurt before. We've all been there, so we can relate. So my question to you guys is, what do you do when this occurs, and how do you get past it? So many things has taken place, within the last couple hours. The YouTube streets was on fire. I lost my auntie last week, but I am working through it. So I do thank you for your prayers. Wow. I am going to do something as well, D-Ham, and I would like for you to be there, my brother, on grief. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow. Hey, my queen sis break room is in the building. Hey, how you doing, sis? Everyone, please send a prayer up for our brother D-Ham. He recently lost his mom, and this is another D-Ham. It's not the one that's covering the saga. And unfortunately, he has lost his auntie. He's been through a rough time, and I can relate. I know how he feels, and I've been wondering, was he okay? And I'm glad he's popped up. So you're definitely in my thoughts and prayers, as well as my supporters. And thank you, Break Room. You definitely got to check out Break Room as well, D-Ham. She speaks on scriptures and things like that. You definitely want to subscribe to her. Okay, in this crazy world, you guys, and we have Brina in the building. How you doing, Queen? I hope all is well with you. So I was going to briefly touch on learning to trust after someone has betrayed you, forgiving and forgetting. Now, due to so many things occurring yesterday, I wanted to stop and say, hey, God bless you as well, Brina, my beautiful queen, Shelly Shell in the building. Hey, sis. Hope all is well with you. Now, we all make mistakes, right? We're human. But the question is, once we've been hurt, you have to learn how to guard your heart and your feelings. You cannot let everyone back in constantly like you're a revolving door. When you felt that pain and you had to sit in it, you had to analyze what took place, what just happened, was it worth it? then that's when you become wiser. You cannot keep doing the same thing. You cannot keep bumping your head, doing the same thing, expecting different results. You have to move different and you have to wisen up. Most importantly, I just don't want, you know, everyone to feel as though they have to walk around closed off because they've been betrayed before. They've been hurt before. People have taken them for granted. That's part of life. We're going to go through that. Everybody is not built like you. Everybody is not as solid as you are. So don't expect everyone to move like you. Don't expect everyone to feel like you. You are one of a kind. Now, don't get it twisted. There are good, genuine people out there that does have a heart as pure as yours, that does have good intentions like you do. Now, to be able to decipher between those, it's going to take a moment. It's not going to be brief. It's not going to be someone you just recently ran across and all of a sudden you feel like that's your best friend. No, when a person shows you who they are, and by that I mean pay attention to their character. And this one is going to be pretty touchy when I say this. Pay attention to things and see for yourself if it adds up and if that story changes. Because sometimes you can see that several people will paint a person out to be the villain in their story. And they might have been a villain in so many other people's story. But you have to sit back and ask yourself and analyze things for you. Rita in the building. I hope all is well with you, Queen. Good afternoon, everyone else. Thanks for coming in. Hit the like button for your girl. But you have to ask yourself whether or not this person's story changes. Is what they're saying make sense? Do they seem like that is really them? Because it can be 15 people saying the same thing about this person. But are these 15 people into it with this person in this moment? So, of course, their story is going to be the same versus this one person who's trying to defend themselves and their character. A lot of us have been put in the hot seat, whether it's in our real life, and we have to defend ourselves to our family. Sometimes people have to defend themselves in relationships, at work, and content creators as well. We've had to defend ourselves publicly. Everybody will have a time where they're on blast, and it's up to you how you deal with that and how you how you get past that, how you get through it, how you come through it. You have to tell yourself, okay, what this person is saying, their story has not changed. They seem to be the same way. Looking at their videos, looking at their content, you can analyze for yourself the type of heart, the type of person this person is and how they carry themselves. You can tell who is here for content, who's here for a message, who's here to help. And I'm speaking just in general now. No jabs, no digs towards anyone. I'm speaking from my own personal perspective and observation and overall, okay? You can tell who wants to help. And there's so many people that I've seen that have content that's been helpful, content that's on the Bible, content that's in revolving relationships, friendships, things that are meaningful, even in your day-to-day lives. Those are the ones that genuinely are here with a positive message. Those aren't the ones that's here for the mess. Sometimes those people just wind up getting involved with the wrong person at the wrong time. So do not allow your thoughts about them in that moment, or people that are saying certain things about them, change what you see for yourself from their work, what you see for yourself through this person. I'm 40 years old now, and I can tell a good person when I see them. I can tell who's here for a message and who's here for games. And sometimes it goes over my head because I'm human. Yes. This live is not towards anyone, just general conversation. Yep. Thank you, Break Room. Absolutely. The Break Room 411. I just subscribed to your channel. Thank you, D Ham, so much. Thank you, Shelly Shell 100. Absolutely. So I am guilty as well. And I'm going to speak on this from my observation, what I've noticed. Closure. A lot of us are looking for closure in our day-to-day lives, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job that let you go and you don't know why, whether it's a friendship that you didn't get a chance to resolve, fix, or anything like that. People just give up. I'm guilty of when I see certain situations that I feel as though it's not best for me. I'll block myself off. I'll walk away. Instead of me giving those people a chance to explain maybe or fix the situation, sometimes I think it's best for me to remove myself from those situations because I'm human. I feel as though, okay, this situation doesn't serve me any purpose. Eventually, I'm going to blow up. Eventually, I'm going to be outside of myself. I can see myself down the line getting into a disagreement and it not going so well. So before it happens, I'm going to exit stage left. And a lot of us do that sometimes. Well, sometimes you owe those people closure. Or even if you're going to close the door on those situations, don't talk about those people behind their back. If you couldn't give those people the closure that they needed, if you was building a friendship with someone and they trusted you, okay? And say, for example, that person had certain things going on, because in our lives, we can't control what goes on all the time. We only can control ourselves, but sometimes we can't even control our emotions when we're in the heat of the moment because we're human and we have feelings. So if you call yourself being a friend to someone and they're having their season, and I call it their season because we all go through a season. We'll all go through a season where it could be depression. It can be a relationship season where things not going well, and you can go through that in the moment of feeling alone. And that friend that's there for you, you need them to lift you up, encourage you, be there for you. So that friend is pouring more into you than you're able to pour into them in that moment. And that's okay, because that friend would have a season as well eventually, and you'll have to pour into them, right? That's what keeps a friendship solid. That's what a real friendship is. You might not have it right now, but I do. So if I have it, you have it. If you're down right now, I'm okay in this moment, so I'm going to uplift you. And my situation would always help me when I wasn't down or going through a season of pain, despair, was to pour into those. And it kept me distracted away from what I was going through in that moment, being a good friend. So if we're pouring into each other and we're building a friendship off of trust, okay? If I could not directly come to you at any time and tell you what I felt, what you made me feel, what made me pull back from you. And I mean, not just that moment, but down the line a few times, not just hints, but while we were cool. If that incident occurred in that moment, tell me. Don't tell somebody else something you should tell your friend, your best friend. What goes on between you and your best friend, it shouldn't be anyone else's conversation. It shouldn't be between that person, the next person, someone you're cool with, but your friend is not cool with. Right there, you're snaking your friend. Right there, you're betraying your friend. And people don't realize that they're doing that, but you are. If you're talking about your friend and something that you don't feel comfortable enough to tell her, but you're telling somebody else that's not her friend, you're being just as fake as you think your friend is, being a bad friend. And you have to understand this too. We all, like I said, go through seasons where I might need you more in that moment, or you might vice versa. But it won't be forever. You have to be patient and understanding, especially if that was a friendship worth saving. You don't give up on your friend. Now, if you feel as though this friendship wasn't worth it or it can't be fixed, then I understand. Walk away. But walk away in a way of not hurting that person, in a way of not deflecting and putting it all off on your friend. And now I'm speaking from what I witnessed firsthand, and I'm just being real within 24 hours of what just played out on the saga. We've all been here, been there, done it. And I've seen people getting hurt due to people not communicating with friendships that they could have saved. Friendships that the other person felt as though was worth saving. Apparently, some people feel as though maybe it wasn't worth it to them. And now I'm speaking overall. I'll just stay to speaking overall because I don't want anyone to take anything personal. I'm not here to beef with anyone. I'm just giving my observation and speaking from experience. But when you no longer want to communicate with someone that you once valued that friendship, you once valued that person, you shared moments with that person, whether it was just online. And I know a lot of people think it's crazy to become cool and involved with people online, but you can meet some dope people online. You really can. And you can start to develop a coolness with these people if that friendship develops and becomes genuine. So I don't want to say don't look for a friendship out there, because no, don't look for it. Let it unfold organically. But at the same time, everybody is not against you. Communication and understanding is everything. Absolutely, DM. But what I've noticed, overall observation, is people not communicating with their friends. They're communicating with other people about what they felt in relationships and in friendships. And you have to be able to have a safe place, even in the moment of you having communication with your friend and everything is going good, and you're not even bothered by whatever it is that they do or your partner that bothers you in that moment. Okay, that's fine. So now that we're laughing in this moment, I want to be able to tell you what bothered me from yesterday or a week ago, so we can go forward, so you can understand this hurts me. Kevin Wesley did a live about communicating. And that's the number one issue, you guys, we all have. We think people supposed to be able to read our mind, and they can't. You think people supposed to naturally know what you're feeling, and they can't. We're not gifted like that. And if you truly care and value someone, then you should care enough to be able to openly express what you feel to them, like you are to this person that you have not even known longer than them. You've known this person longer than this person, but you're telling this person their business. You're telling this person openly how you feel instead of this person that you truly care about, or you built this friendship with. That's not right. That's betrayal right there. Hey, Chad, how can you think you are so much of a friend with someone you meet online and really don't know a person truthfully and in realness? And that's true. But that can go both ways, right? Just like they're blind dates, people, dating sites, people meet people and they start to talk to them for a while before they actually meet them in person, you know. So I agree with you, but like I said, some true genuine relationships do form offline. But I do think as well, eventually you do have to meet up to get to know and see that person, lay your eyes on them, get a feel for them, being around them. So I understand that. And you know what's funny about this, what you said? My dude said the same thing to me a couple weeks ago. And when he said it to me and I thought about what he said, I said, wow, it does make sense what you're saying. And now you making me feel some sort of way, so that's true. So I understand what you're saying as well. But if we as content creators spend a majority of our time online, we're going to start eventually forming these relationships, or people that are on dating sites. And you spend a lot of time online, on the phone, in communication with these people. You're going to start forming relationships and trying or thinking you're building a bond with people that you're having like interests with. So it kind of happens that way. Yes, it does seem crazy to someone, that is just a supporter or is not a content creator. It's a lot of supporters that form relationships with their favorite content creators online as well. But I think just because this person is online, you should assess that relationship and friendship a little bit more. So I agree with you. It's definitely a lot more different instead of someone you're meeting in person. But now, when you think about it, some people we know and see every day, you can't trust their bond. Yep, that's true. Hey, Raw. Hope you have a great day as well. So now, fast forward, when you have been hurt in a relationship to the core, when your partner, you feel as though has broken that trust that it took forever to build or rebuild again, depending on where you are with that person. Sometimes bonds and building that relationship, and when it's completely broken, yes, it's meant for you to move on. Yes, it's meant for it not to be refixed, especially if you've been hurt to the core over and over again and it's just not worth it. Then I understand that, you know, and that goes with the friendship as well. We have to be okay sometimes with forgiving. And when I say forgiving, because I think a lot of people take that the wrong way. When you're forgiving for you. You're forgiving for you. You're giving yourself a peace of mind and forgiving that person that hurt you, because you're going to hold on to that hurt. You're going to carry that hurt. People don't realize when you're hurting, it causes anger, and you carry that everywhere you go, and then you become bitter. So when you're forgiving, that's not saying I'm forgiving you for screwing me over. I'm forgiving you for ruining my life. I'm forgiving you for betraying me. No, I'm forgiving you so I can have peace and eventually add closure to this situation. That's why I'm forgiving and forgetting now. I know this is hard. You forgive and you forget. Sometimes even people we love, we have these high expectations for them. We think they would never do certain things to us. We think we know them like the back of our hands. We think our partner, oh, he would never do that. And then come to find out he did. That's why it is so important that you never, ever give someone so much praise and glory and satisfaction of thinking you know them so well that you can predict their every step, because you don't. And that's for people, even in a marriage. You don't know a person so well. You only know yourself well. So do not expect yourself out of other people. That's where we fail at in life. We expect everyone else to be like us, and they're not. Everyone is not us. Everyone does not have our heart, and that's okay. But going forward, in certain situations, we will not get closure. We will look for closure. We will try our best to find it. And especially in situations that were very hurtful, that you feel what was unanswered. You still want questions to why, especially from people that hurt you, that push you away, that closed that door on you when you thought they would never close it, or you thought there was still unanswered questions, or you thought your relationship was going good. It wasn't perfect, but it was okay. And then out of nowhere, your partner comes home and wants to break up, or you find out information about him that you never ever would have guessed he would do. Someone told you, right? Good afternoon, Mama 3. I hope all is well with you, sis. But even in friendships, you have to rise above and give yourself closure. You have to soothe you. You have to tell yourself that I might not ever get an honest answer. I might not ever get an honest reason to why my partner all of a sudden does not want to continue this relationship. He's just gone. He doesn't even want to talk to me, or she doesn't even want to give me an answer why. And like I said, even the job, they might not give you an answer why. You have to be okay with going forward without those unanswered questions. And that's for your peace of mind and sanity. Everybody is not you. And it's very hurtful. It is. The reality of it is they will probably not ever give you closure. Some people that you thought cared about you like they did will not give you that second chance, will not give you the option of fixing it, will not give you the choice of continuing that relationship. Your partner already has moved on or checked out. You have to be okay with that for your peace and your sanity. I am having this issue with one of my subscribers that I let in my personal life. She is trying to control me because she has been supporting me with her donations. Wow. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Now, I know that I said we can't we can meet some amazing people online, and you can. I don't want to discourage anyone, but I too will not, go out of my way to meet anyone on the back end outside of the communication that I already have now. It can become very messy and tricky, especially as a supporter. When you have people that look up to you, they respect you, and they would like to get to know you on a more personal level, right? So I think it is a good idea sometimes, if it doesn't get crazy, that when your supporters has your Facebook or your Instagram and they're able to message you something, I don't have a problem with that. But when it steps outside of that DM and this person is trying to use their donations and the contributions that they should be giving to you genuinely from their heart over your head to control you, that's not right. And to be honest with you, you're going to have to tell this person how you feel, brother, if you haven't already told them. And if they're still not willing to change that, then you probably will have to close that door and walk away. But give them a chance to fix it. Have a conversation. Don't hint to them. Don't tell them indirectly, but you're subbing them. No, Tell them directly that this is how you make me feel. I feel as though you're using what you're supposed to be genuinely doing from the bottom of your heart to manipulate and control me. And I don't like the way you're making me feel. And you need to fix this. Okay, so if you have told several times, then I think now this is time for you to discontinue that relationship, my brother. Because no one should be using anything that they're doing for you and holding it over your head. You've been here by yourself all this time. You survived by yourself all this time. You'll be okay. Them giving you donations was their choice, and they shouldn't have been used it to control you. Absolutely, Mama 3. Facts. Exactly. And that's why it's important that we do have our relationship live this weekend. But we have to understand this too, you guys. As content creators, we have to set boundaries. And even in our day-to-day life, if we don't set boundaries, and the boundaries are for you, as well as keeping that relationships fresh and that friendship fresh. If you set those boundaries in the beginning, hey, Aries Queen, hope all is well with you. I basically gave a live to let her know I need total privacy. You know what? Is there a way you can message her on the back end to tell her directly? If there's a way you can tell her directly with a one-on-one so she gets it, then you'll be good, brother. Absolutely. And people don't understand this. Sometimes when we are grieving and we're going through stuff, that's why I was grateful, and I'm grateful to people out there that does have a strong support system, and people that have encouraged you, have been there for you, and that understand what you're going through with the grieving process. You are not yourself, and you will never be the same. And you're going to have moments where you're trying to hold it together. You are really trying. And for people to take advantage of that and not understand that, those aren't truly genuine good people. They're putting a time frame on when you should grieve, how you should act, how you should respond. Those aren't good people. Because if they haven't directly been through what you're going through in that moment, then they can't judge you. I told her directly several times. That's why I did the live. I think you're going to have to block her then, brother. You're going to have to block her on your channel, period. You're going to have to use those 3 dots and hide her from your channel. And you'll feel so much better. But let me see, Mama 3. I lost my train of thought. But boundaries, that's what I said. Okay. In relationships and in our life, if we don't set boundaries, even for our children and people we care about, then how will we protect ourselves, and how will we protect that relationship from going left? If we don't set boundaries for people that we care about, and several boundaries are broken, are crossed, how will they ever know? And who's to blame for that? Do you blame that person for crossing boundaries that you never set? Or do you blame yourself? Who would you guys blame if you didn't set boundaries in that relationship with that spouse, and they crossed boundaries, and you never told them about any boundaries? You never told them what bothers you, what hurt you, and they crossed the boundaries that they never knew about. Who's to blame? Do you blame them, or you blame you? Because like I said, I'm definitely at fault. Yep. Because people can't read your mind. People can't fix things that they never knew about. And if you just blame that person for things that you were upset about, and they never knew about it, then you're at fault for that. You can't blame them for something they never knew. But now, that's why, like I said, it's important to set boundaries. When you set boundaries and a person crosses those boundaries that you directly set, you're protecting you and you're protecting your relationship for going left with your children. You're protecting you and you're saying this is as much as I can do for you. I'm not going to continue to help you if you're not trying to help yourself. I've did all I can do for you. You are grown now. I've been carrying you most of your life. Hey, Dee Dee, I hope all is well with you, sweetheart. Now, far as forgiving and forgetting, that is one of the hardest things that we all struggle with, forgiving and forgetting. Some of us have been hurt, betrayed in the worstest way by people we least expected. Some people in relationships, they've had their partners of several years walk out of their life. Hey, Sunny Bright Queen. I hope all is well with you. I should have never started offline communication. And you know what, DM, real quick, I'm going to say this. Now you're getting a sign that you should not do that. When we get signs, you guys, pay attention to those signs and red flags. If you get those early on, that is a blessing. Don't ignore those. If this person came off right away, trying to control, trying to tell you how you should do things, they're giving you advice, but they're telling you at the same time, right? That was something you could have picked up on. When it comes to being a content creator and you have people that are trying to reach out to you outside of YouTube, like I said, I'm going to keep my messenger available to my supporters as well as my Instagram. But far as a personal phone number, DM, that's when you put a block on it, brother. That's when you say, nah, you can't get my personal contact. Because sometimes these people will try to use you grieving or you needing some comfort in that moment to swizzle their way into your life, to try to befriend you, only to dictate and control you. And people don't realize you can take people advice, but you've been you. You can't force someone to take advice. You can only care and encourage along the way. Being in a relationship, a friendship, a parent, you can only go so far encouraging people. They have to take that advice willingly or on their own. They have to come to the realization of what it is. You can't force something down someone's throat. But I wish you well, Brother Dingham. It's just time for you to block that number and continue to go forward, and you're going to have to kind of ignore them. But now, a lot of us, like I said, we're trying to forgive and forget. It's the hardest thing, forgiving, because once we've been hurt, once someone has done the unthinkable to us, it's definitely disheartening. It's definitely painful. People that you thought you knew, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, your children. I just knew that they would never do this to me. How could they do this to me? I open up to them. You have to stop expecting you out of other people. The more in the realization you come to realizing that, the better off you will be. Stop expecting people to be you. They're not you. You are one of a kind. You. No one can be you better than you. I can't expect me out of Aries, even though I know Aries has a good heart, but I'm not going to expect Aries to be me. And I'm dang on sure not going to expect Aries to read my mind. Sunny Bright, I can't expect you out of me, right? And that's where a lot of people mess up at. They expect people to be able to know what I'm thinking, know what I'm feeling, know that that hurt me. So when you come to that realization of they're not like us, they're not like us, that's real. That's a wrap, but that's real. Everybody is not you. Everybody doesn't carry that concerning heart, that caring spirit and energy that you have. We've seen firsthand how cutthroat people are. And we've also seen how other people still carry people with a high regard in our day-to-day life. We've seen so many times in our day-to-day life from our family, people we know that are our friends, our partners, our children, on our job. We've seen them get hurt and burned so many times, and they go back to those relationships. Or the person hurts them and they still hold them at a higher regard than what that person truly felt about them. We saw that. You cannot hold people higher to your standard and expect them to be you. The less you expect from people, the better off you will be, the better off you will make out. If I don't expect you to be this great person and then you let me down, then I'm going to be okay, because I didn't expect that out of you. I knew it would happen. I knew a possibility would come where you would turn into something else. I paid attention to the way you carry yourself online, the way you conduct yourself. I knew how you move. Or I paid attention to you at work. I paid attention to you in the last relationship you was in that you speak to me about. You speak bad about your baby mama. You speak bad about your ex-wife. You speak bad about your ex-husband. I knew it was coming. So how could I act brand new when you do the same thing to me? You did it to so many other people. Sonny Bright said you can't expect something from others. Just accept them, good or bad. Learn from the experience. Absolutely. Yes. I find it easy to forgive someone when I realize that what happened to me. To the hardest part is forgetting. Okay. Yes. And the hardest part, forgetting. Absolutely. Especially when you truly, truly care about that person. You care about what they've brought to your life. You care about the years that you invested in that relationship. But when you dwell on all of that and you consume it every day, how can this person do this to me? How come this person hurt me like this? Why did this person do this? When you carry that with you, pain ages you, stress ages you. We have so much stuff going on, you guys, in our day-to-day life. So much stuff from our real life, from our real bills, our real job, our real reality that we can't run from, no matter how hard we try to, right? So you have to ask yourself, what is worth holding on to and what is not worth holding on to? Is this worth me carrying into my day-to-day? What just happened to me? Is this worth me consuming forever? Is this worth me being upset going into another week or two? No. So the forgetting part, and what I mean by forgetting is forgetting about that situation, and depending on how deep it was and what that situation was, forgetting about that person, especially someone that hurt you, especially that relationship to where that person walked away from you. If that person that you was with all these years chose to walk out of your life and act as though it did not mean anything to you. What you share with them, what you've been through with them, the sacrifices you made for them, you sacrificed for them, you went without to make sure they had those ungrateful children who you've taken care of, the grandkids who you're still taking care of, that boss who calls you in to work all the time, you come in for him, now all of a sudden he get a promotion of somebody else, or he lets you go without caring, or a friendship. When people don't value you like you value them, and they could just pick up and walk away and leave and don't give you any explanation besides what works best for them, then of course forget them. It will be hard, but do what you have to do to protect your sanity. And that does not take away from your hurt and your pain. And I understand that. But when we continue to hold people at a higher regard than what they are holding us or our feelings, and they're not taking accountability for anything, then why continue on to allow this person to come in and out of your life like a revolving door? They may have felt this way in this moment, then they want to come back and his relationship didn't work out or her relationship didn't work out. Now they're sorry and they realize finally how much you mean to them. No, they're going to keep doing this to you because you didn't put your foot down. You get what I'm saying? So yes, you have to try your best to forget, because that's what you need to do for your sanity, for your peace of mind. If anybody can walk out of your life without any explanation, but they can turn around and disrespect you openly, they can discuss it with other people and not directly tell you, then that wasn't a true friend to begin with. That wasn't a true relationship to begin with. That wasn't your true partner. That wasn't a true friend or whatever. Facts. The saying, it is what it is, facts, because it will never be what it's not. Yes, absolutely. And this is a overall observation live, and I have to keep saying that because a lot of things can be taken personal, and I don't want anyone to take this personal. It's not a direct dig, it's an observation from what I've seen, and hopefully it'll help someone else out there that's in a relationship or on the defense of what they should do. And you always have to do what's best for you. That's our problem. We always think about that person, how they would feel, how bad that would hurt them if I would leave. Now, it's one thing if you truly care about this person and they didn't hurt you purposely, or they was unaware of them hurting you and they could have been going through something. You have to think about that. Like I said, always know that we all are going to go through a season. And it's about how you make it through that season and who was there for you in that moment. And sometimes people that are there for you in that season, they're not meant to be there forever. You have to be okay with that, you guys, especially if it's people you meet online, or it's people that has not been a part of your life for years or a part of your journey. It might just be meant for those people to be there in that moment. And you should be very grateful because those people did their purpose for you. Those people in that very moment fulfilled their destiny and what they were supposed to do. And some of those relationships could have been the best relationships, or you could have gotten a partner, a freaking best friend, or you met your soulmate online, or however. You could be grateful for that. And it might have not went the way you planned it would or you thought it would, but be okay with that. We all think we supposed to hold on to things forever in life. That's why a lot of us walk around here with a closet full of clothes that we no longer wear. We have a tote full of things that we haven't worn in years. You know why? Because all of us, hey Nina Edwards, how you doing, sis? Good morning, Queen. A lot of us are afraid to let go. That's our problem, you guys. That's our number one problem. We're afraid to let go people, places, and things that no longer serves us a purpose anymore. You have to be strong enough as a human, as a survivor of trauma, because we've all experienced something that could have knocked us over, took us out, right? We've made it through that. We're here right now. We all have a story. You survived that. If you can make it through that, you can make it through anything. You have to clean out your closet. You have to. Ashley D, I would love for you to bless my panel to discuss grief when I am ready to do. And it would be an honor for me, D Ham, when you are ready, brother. I will be there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We have to be able, you guys, to say goodbye to closed doors, closed chapters. We will never know what that next chapter looks like because we're too busy proofreading the same chapter. We're too busy going over the same few pages that we've already read. It's already written. Our book is already out. It's been published. Our book has been written, but we're too afraid. We're not walking on faith. We're living by the possibility of what if. We're holding on to what if and a false reality. We have to move forward. We have to walk into our uncertainty. You have to. If you don't walk into uncertainty, you will never know what's next, what possibilities that are endless that are out here for you. So you have to be able to forgive for you, forgive for your peace of mind, and then forget. Some situations you have to forget, and it hurts to do so. Yes, it does. But if you don't forget, that's going to consume you. You're going to keep a full closet full of things that no longer serves you purpose anymore. I don't know about you guys, but I like to replace my wardrobe from time to time. I don't like to keep holding on to old stuff. I mean, I do, but then you end up at the end messing yourself over. So now you have even more things that you're holding on to with your new things, and you're trying to find a place for that. Now your closet is full. Now you're putting stuff in your basement in totes and crates. You don't want to live a life like that. You want to live a free life. And in order to live a free life, that starts with you, from your closet at home to your real life. You don't want to hold on to these pointless relationships, to these possibilities of somebody coming back. Close that door and keep it moving. Open that next chapter, and you never know what else is out there for you until you do that and make peace about it. Be okay with that person never apologizing to you. Be okay with that person that you felt like you was with for years and they no longer come back and say they're sorry or want to work it out or giving you the closure that you deserve. You have to be okay with that. When you embrace being okay with that, when you embrace that, then the better off you are. You have to be okay with that. I know that, these are the last evil days, you guys. It's so much going on out here in the world, and sometimes the uncertainty is very scary. Hey, pretty green eyes. I hope all is well with you, Queen. But in order for us to get to our next chapter, our next purpose, our next destiny, we have to be okay with walking into uncertainty. We have to be okay with closing a door that was full of memories, full of promises, full of pain, full of love, full of hardships. You have to close that door and you have to make peace about it. Don't question it. Don't consume it. Don't hold on to it. The more you move like that, the better off your life will be. Some situations, yes, they do deserve closure. They do deserve an answer, especially when it's with people that you built bonds with, you built relationships with, you shared years and years on end. That's understandable. But if those people aren't willing to give you that, if those people are just willing to walk away, you have no choice for your peace to keep going forward, to do yourself the honor of completely closing that chapter of uncertainty, making peace about it. We have to start learning from not just our mistakes, but the mistakes of watching others, the mistakes they make, and applying that to our life. We see so many things happen, and we, in the back of our mind, tell ourselves, oh, that couldn't have been me, or dang, I can't believe her. We see it ourselves every day firsthand, how people move, how people betray people, how people hurt people, how people backstab people. We see it in our day-to-day lives every day. And the ones with a pure heart are always the ones who gets looked over, who gets hurt. We know that. But we're built like this for a reason, you guys. You're a warrior. You still here. You still standing. I say everyone in their life has a purpose, a meaning, and most importantly, a message. And you've been through everything in your life for a reason. You don't need validation from anyone. The only person you need to seek validation from is yourself and your God. When things happen and they occur, you're supposed to learn from those experiences. Even if it's not your situation firsthand, you learn from that. The older you get, the wiser you're supposed to become. And some people are older, the older they get, and the more foolish they are. I'm not going to be foolish for anyone that's not worth me being foolish for. And by that, I mean my son. And I'm only going to go so far with that. But I have a good child. So I will go above and beyond for him. But some people are still trying to save things that's not worth saving, that's not worth mending. Aw, Ashley, thank you for always trying so hard to put the past behind. I pray everyone feels the same as you come together, hopefully. I thank you so much for always being so positive. I appreciate that. You always have some positive words for me. Thank you so much, Queen. That means so much to me more than anything. When a supporter comes in and they see your growth, they see your progress, and they see, most importantly, the message that you're saying that's resonating. Thank you. We have to start wisening up, you guys, for ourselves, and most importantly for our mental health, because it's real. You know, I have been these past few months a little more sensitive and emotional than I normally am. And like I stated in another video, because I'm coming away from something that once helped me hide, block my feelings, consume my emotions. So now I'm no longer able to go to that safe place. So I'm grateful for the people around me that still here, that understands that, that are here in the moment to uplift and encourage Ashley D. I'm grateful for that, but like I said, everyone is not meant to go to the next chapter with you. And that's understanding. That's growth. When you understand that some people are meant to be there in that moment, in that season, and you have to be okay with that. A lot of people always keep that door open, letting people spin the block, letting people come back in. And if it's not the Miss Beautiful Ashley chats, hey boo, I hope all is well with you, Queen. But yes, we have to be okay with certain things playing out the way they do. And when God allows us to see certain things as well, don't shoot the messenger. Let the message that you're receiving resonates with you. That's where a lot of people make mistakes at. They're always mad about where the message comes from and who delivered the message. No, the message is loud and clear. Hear what the message says and let it resonate with you. That's what you should be concerned about, the message at hand. Let it go. Lost everything that is troubling you. Grievous, offensive. Absolutely. Sunny Bright, yes. You have to start letting go of things that no longer serves you a purpose. A lot of people have a habit of spinning the block, and I've spent the block before, because like I said, where we fall short at is we want to see the best in people because we have a pure heart. We're not built a certain way. So we give people a chance after chance to get it right. Maybe that was a misunderstanding that day. Maybe I didn't understand them clearly. No, you saw what you saw and you was meant to see it in that moment. Accept that. You don't have to spin the block on everyone. Some people are meant for you to communicate with in that moment and keep it moving. You can say hi, you can be cordial towards people where it doesn't have to be a beat. It'd be a waste of time. Absolutely, Ashley. It definitely does. And I've been guilty of that so many times, but I'm no longer spinning blocks on people. My supporters, I'll never give up on you guys. But when it comes to my real life and day to day things, in my 40 years, I'm going to wisen up going forward. Sometimes if you lose contact with people, that's a different story. But if it's a personal fallout where it was a beef and stuff like that, then, keep it moving. Or you find out, some things about a person or how they feel about you, you can pay attention to a person's actions, how they treat you, and the things they say. And when you find out that they they are showing you who they are and how they feel about you, believe it. Make peace about that situation and let it go. If you're showing me how you feel about me and you're telling me and I get a chance to find out, oh, I'm going to accept that. This how you feel about me? I'm not going to run for that. No, I'm not going to run from that. You better now. Yep, absolutely. Well, I hope that this message resonated with everyone. I'm going to come back speaking on relationships. Um, Thank you so much. You are doing so well. Very informative live. I appreciate that. I just want to help everyone get to a peace or a place of closure. It doesn't always have to be a beef. Everyone that goes separate ways, they feel as though we have to have this big fallout, big blowout. We have to go in on each other, hurt each other in the worst way. No, sometimes it's not meant. Sometimes you'll never get what you're looking for. You have to be okay with that. And most importantly, you have to continue going forward for you. Close a chapter that was not meant to be reopened in order to get to your next destiny, your purpose, fulfill whatever it is you're supposed to fulfill. Stop going back reading the same chapters. You've been there, you've done that. Those are boring. What's next? You will never get to the next chapter if you keep on rereading the same chapters in that book that you know what's going to happen. You predicted 1,000 times already what's going to happen in those chapters because you've been through that. You've been there, done that. Yes, absolutely. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I'm going to try to do another live later. As I said, my mom is visiting. She popped up on me yesterday. So I do apologize for rescheduling those lives. I clicked on it like 3 times. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the live. Then my mom came down and I thought she was going to, go visit some people. So I clicked off of it. Then she said she was going to do something else. So I scheduled another one. So, but like I said, I appreciate you all being here. Much love and blessings to you all. Stay encouraged, you guys. Ashley chats are make sure if you have not checked her out, she is a content creator as well. She's always having a positive, very informative message that definitely resonate. Um, D Ham, he's another content creator that's new. Check him out as well as the break room for sure. And if there's any other content creators that are out here right now that are in this chat, you can drop your name. Shelly Shell, she's another. My sis, I appreciate you, Shelly. Please make sure you subscribe to her as well. We all need to stop looking in that rear view mirror and look forward, making it all happen for the better. Absolutely. We do. We have to first and foremost look at the man in the mirror, because one thing that a lot of us fall short of, including myself, you guys, I know I'm not perfect. And if I have a chance to take accountability for things that I do in a moment, I will. But I'm not going to allow anyone to deflect everything on me, and I don't want you to allow that as well. We all fall short, absolutely. We all could apologize and hold ourselves accountable for several things that we've done wrong in the part we played or what we could have done better to fix that situation. Yes. But don't allow someone to put everything on you to where you're the cause of the problem. You are the reason behind this and everything else. No, that's deflecting. But I'm definitely going to try to be back later, you guys. I appreciate you all. Please make sure you do your girl a favor on your way out and hit that like button. Blessings and much love to you all. Happy Friday. Take care. later.